Hello, hello. Welcome to the Pop Culture Playbook. I'm your host, Tatyana Arrington.
And I'm your host, Simone.
And really quick before we start the show, I actually want to say something. Do you remember when it was 2 Christmases ago, you invited me to your Christmas party and I couldn't make it
Yes.
because my car broke down?
Yes.
So then you decided to keep the gift and you gave me the gift last Christmas.
Okay, so I wanted to give you the gift, but I kept forgetting about it and I ended up giving to you 2 Christmases later.
Yes, which is fine. But do you remember that there was a Kennedy Ryan book in there?
Yes.
Before I let go.
Yes.
And you gave that to me in December.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started reading it. Like just now.
So I gave you that book at Christmas. You just started. The 3rd book comes out next month.
So I'm 100 pages in. It's so good.
You see, I told you. You see, whenever I get someone converted to the religion of Kennedy Ryan, I'm so proud of myself.
It's so good. So now I have to ask you, because you're way in deep before me, like you're so in deep. Who are you eyeing to play Josiah? Like I have to know.
I've gone back and forth on this so much, and Kennedy knows this. I'd be sending her fan cast like every other week.
Okay.
Right now, it's between Aldous Hodge and
That's a good
maybe Lance Gross. I fought McKinley Freeman for a while because of one episode he had on Reasonable Doubt. But now I'm back to between Lance and Aldous Hodge. Now, Aldous Hodge does have Cross, so I'm like, I don't know if he got time, but there is room. I will happily have him over there.
Okay. I like both of those choices. Did you think about Trevante?
Oh, yeah. I'd be forgetting about Trevante. Lord, I'm so sorry, sir. Yeah, I've been thinking of him. Like, definitely, like, him and, like, Kelly Rowland, I had him in mind when that one Tyler Perry movie came out.
Mia
But,
Culpa?
yeah, definitely, like, those are my top 2.
Okay, because when I'm reading the book, I'm envisioning Trevante.
Listen, you only in the first 100 pages. You've got, like, 200 plus more to go.
Okay. Now that I've got that off my chest, I had to say that now we can start the show officially. And there is so much going on.
Where you want to start? You want to go to the sinners or you want to talk about the Pope?
No. I want to Pope.
Girl, please tell me you saw the news.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Jesus.
The Pope died, guys. Not Pope from Outer Banks, but the actual Pope. No, I want to save sinners for the end. Because I feel like
the end is gonna have us talking for like almost an hour.
Exactly. There's so much to cover.
Okay, let's get through it. Let's start with the Pope first.
Okay. So the Pope died. And if you want to know how the next Pope is chosen, check out Conclave.
I knew the Conclave girls were gonna go up. I knew it. I was like, y'all, please let this marinate. And I have a couple of friends who are Catholic, and it is so like funny, like watching all of them react. It's like my mom, one of them texted me, is like, my mom kind of hates that I called like the Pope like a progressive little bastard because he's the most progressive we've had. I'm not even Catholic, and I'm concerned about who's the next Pope.
I know, because the next Pope could be Black or could be Asian. She's speechless.
No, I'm speechless because it's like a very low possibility. Like if you look at the list of people they got, majority is conservative, and we got 2 non-white people. So it's like, we're cooked. We're basically cooked. And I said this when the Pope was sick with pneumonia. If he goes out, we're cooked. So we are so cooked, y'all. It's only April and we're so cooked.
I mean, if you want to see the tea, if you want to see the mess, like Conclave, check it out, watch it tonight, and then you'll be caught up. You'll know everything that's going on. Did you hear about Tate McRae, aka Tate McKKK?
Did you make up that name, or is that an actual thing going around?
I thought I made it up, and then I saw it on Twitter, and I was like, somebody and I had the same thought.
Yes, I saw a girl. I made a whole video. I was like, this team don't know what the hell they're doing
at all. First, you came for Britney, then you decide to do this. It's very like, girl, I thought you cared about your career. You just got out of the asylum, and now you're trying to get put back in.
So if people do not know, Tate McRae is featured on Morgan Wallen's upcoming album. Tate has had a problem when it comes to her image the last recent years. She's been good with like the TikTok sound department, but when it comes to her just having like a basic picture of who she is, she can't really find it. And the route her team is going, trying to go the pop/country route, it's already biting her in the ass because her audience, yes, in majority Gen Z, but also you're pissing off like half of them because they are progressive. And then you're pissing off the people that don't really know a lot about you. And that's worse because people could be hearing your name for the first time and it's being associated with you collaborating with a racist.
Right. Tate McKay, what's going on, girl?
Girl, please stop. Please stop.
But anyway, as the Met Gala like comes upon us, I just want to put this out here, right now. I feel like this is going to be the best Met Gala since Heavenly Bodies, which we've all...
it might be the best like of all Met Galas because they are not sparing any expense when it comes to just promoting it whenever it's the exhibit. But what really confirmed it for me was Vogue's collaboration with GQ.
Yes.
And capturing the theme with some of the best of Black Hollywood. I was in complete awe.
The creme de la creme.
Creme de la creme across like acting, music, modeling, sports.
Fashion.
Literally fashion greats. You have this whole like thing was put together. La Rouge styled it. I think Tyler Mitchell is the photographer. And then what was his name? Jeremy O'Harris, he did the written piece. And you just see so many pictures of different actors and sports athletes and then fashion icons and then musicians. You have them talking about what dandyism means to them and how that plays a part with how they grew up, whether it was them or their parents or their grandparents. And I'm just like, this is Black
beautiful.
history.
It really is.
I literally cried when I saw it that morning. I was like, damn, we really out here.
It's been a black ass year so far.
It really has been a black ass year.
In the best way possible. So I'm putting that out there. I know everybody loves Heavenly Bodies. That's like the standard for Met Galas. But this one coming up, we're going to have something to say. Now, another thing I want to touch on, a lot of you girls are very disrespectful because Complex put out their Mount Rushmore of Disney Channel.
Oh, God.
And then a lot of you came back and I saw your list. And Hillary, the girl is the reason that your girl has a career. The girl who she didn't have a Disney Channel original movie. Her shit was in theaters.
Ooh.
Let's clock it right here, right now. Who's touching the Lizzie McGuire movie? Maybe the Hannah Montana movie, but you know what? We can keep Miley there. Miley's fine. But for y'all to leave Hillary Duff off, blasphemy.
So first off, the fact that picture was AI pissed me off because it's like, y'all could have drawn that. She knows I hate AI, y'all. Secondly, the fact that y'all kept up Hillary Duff, Raven, and Miley kept the lights on in that house during the 2000s. And this is how I know y'all young making this stuff, because y'all don't remember. Y'all do not remember the holiday specials. Y'all don't remember the Disney Channel original movies. Y'all do not remember having the backpacks and the lunchbox and the notebooks. Y'all don't remember your roots.
Didn't have the Metamorphosis album. So shut up. Shut up. Like, I could not take it. Now, my personal Mount Rushmore is going to be Raven, always and forever. It's going to be Hillary. It's going to be Miley. And then I'm going to be so for real with you. I don't care who gets that fourth spot. It could go to Demi.
That's me. That's me too.
It could go to Selena. Or it could go to Ashley Tisdale, who is the Britney of Disney Channel. So I'm fine with either one of them.
That's the same with me too. I know people were talking about Zendaya being on there. Zendaya had a lot more stuff post Disney.
Yeah, I mean, I know she had Casey Undercover.
Yeah, she had Shake It Up, Casey Undercover, and I think like one Disney DCOM.
And
I think with her being on the tail end of like 2010s Disney, and then just going straight into like the Disney umbrella with Marvel, and then just doing everything solo, and then hopping onto Euphoria, it's like sure her name is bigger more than her name was with Disney. Like they gave her the start, but like that was just like the like beginnings of where you start. You're more notable in your adult career than you are in your child star career. Yeah,
I would agree with that. I would agree. I mean, I will say, with Casey Undercover, like she really pushed for a Black family, and I respect that. It's a virus. I get it. I respect it. But word to Vanessa Hudgens, another Disney queen. But no, babe.
Did you just reference her video during COVID? It took me a second to get that. I'm like, man, what?
I did. But the disrespect to Hillary was crazy. And then I just saw other Mount Rushmores for Cartoon Network, for Nickelodeon,
God.
for horror movies, like for 2000s R&B. And I was like, this is a full trend that is about to take off. But no Hillary slander in my presence. I cannot take it. I will go to war for Hillary Duff.
Y'all better not disrespect Hillary Duff. Absolutely not.
That is my girl until the end of time. Now, can we have a little Outer Banks corner for a second?
I feel like I know we're about to go into.
So, I don't know if it's confirmed. I feel like it hasn't been.
It's confirmed.
It is?
It's confirmed. Deadline put out the article.
No, not that.
Oh, what else?
Madison Bailey and her girlfriend allegedly broke up.
Oh, I saw a tweet about that saying that all three of the girls were single. I'm like, when did they break up?
Yeah. No, I don't really know, but she put up a video and she said, Madison Bailey, and said that's the way the cookie crumbles. And they apparently, her ex-girlfriend like deleted all their photos of each other on Instagram. Oh, well, damn,
that means they broke up.
Yeah. But I'm just saying nobody said anything. And then her girlfriend has been posting videos, like dancing videos with her sister, but they kind of don't look alike, so nobody knows that's her sister. So everybody's like, oh, I see how quickly you moved on. And everybody's like, y'all, that's her sister. Pipe down. Oh, but boy. Listen, y'all, once again, y'all got to pipe down. I understand that y'all want Madison and Rudy together. Like, I get it. Oh,
my God. But y'all got to let that go.
She's fresh off a breakup. Can y'all give her time to heal before you start DMing her? Like, go to him. Calm down, y'all.
Also, with the way Rudy's going down in his career, she don't need to be with him right now. She don't.
But isn't it so sad that like they ended up breaking up and now JJ died for nothing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Outer Banks is anyway. Yeah. But in another news, somebody else that was having a good time this weekend or this past week. Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, you texted that to me in like the middle of the night. I was like, what the hell is this?
Because I was so shocked. I was like, Sexy Red? Justin Bieber? Like, what? And
God.
They were having such a good time together too.
I really hope he's not trying to get back to his like, I want to be an R&B artist again.
I do.
If it's journals, then I'll take it. But if it's like the Peaches era, then I'm like, dude, please. Go back to the drawing board.
Justin, we want journals too. We want journals too. We want journals too.
The girl is tired.
I don't care what you got to do. The streets are ready. But yeah, Justin Bieber and Sexy Red were hanging out, and that was confusing for me.
Yeah.
Now we can go back to our Outer Banks corner because there were a lot of TV and film announcements as well.
Too many to count.
But Rudy from Outer Banks, also known as JJ, is going to be in a Colleen Hoover adaptation. Does his girlfriend know? What's she gonna do when the press tour starts?
Lord Colleen better pray that girl laying down that set. She better pray. Like,
girl knows how to ruin a good thing. We're just kidding, girl. I don't even know her name to say. Like,
so for people who aren't aware who Colleen Hoover is, y'all know the movie It Ends with Us, right?
Unfortunately,
that's a movie based on her book. It's based off her book. She got 3 book adaptations coming out. One of them is Reminders of Him. People have said that he's playing like the dead baby daddy. So I'm guessing he's going to be in flashbacks.
Okay, so no love interest.
He kind of is the love interest of the main character. Basically, the plot is that he died and his best friend is helping her. So.
Oh, okay. So maybe no kissing scenes. So maybe his girlfriend can sleep at night. She might be okay.
Girl.
She might be all right. Laverne Cox's Clean Slate got canceled.
I saw that coming out of Pilates class and I was so mad.
I mean, it's just like the same thing that we've always been saying is you guys don't give any shows a chance. You don't give anything a chance.
It's that and the fact that the networks don't be marketing it because Prime did not market this at all.
Yeah, they actually didn't.
They did not at all.
There's a Clueless sequel in the reworks.
Yeah,
which is
people reminded a lot of people that Alicia Silverstone supported RFK during the election. So I'm like, yeah, y'all can have that. I'm gonna just be here.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, someone tweeted out, "Damn, we lost Cher and Dion in real life. Goddamn."
Oh man, sad day. Um, Beyond the Villa.
Oh yeah, I was like, wait, that's the name of the spinoff.
Beyond the Villa. So
Yep.
if you guys don't know, which I'm sure you do, there's going to be a new Love Island spinoff starring Serena, Janae, Leah, Miguel, Kenny, and Kaylor. Cordell said that he's going to be on there, but he has another project coming out. He also don't need the check.
He really don't, y'all.
He doesn't.
He got a new partnership every week. He
Right.
don't need it.
Right. So it's dropping summer 2025. Yeah, I don't think we're surprised by this at all.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. Peacock struck gold with that cast. Of course they're gonna try to stretch this out.
Yeah. Mikey Madison is saying no to any and everything right now. She's like, I don't want your little project.
Ooh.
No, thank you. Star Wars? No. Colleen Hoover? No.
Damn.
Yeah. So she's turned both of those projects down, but honestly, good for her. Like, she could do better.
I mean, if she wants to keep in her indie bag, then I don't blame her.
But not even indie bag. I just feel like I just got an Oscar. Like, can you give me something worth my while? Colleen Hoover?
I mean, Colin Hoover, yeah, I'm cool with saying no to that. I just think, like, yes, you are young and you want an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the opportunities are coming.
Mm-hmm.
But don't let yourself become very too pompous to where you're like, oh, I have an Oscar. I'm an Oscar award winner. I should be getting things that should either get me another Oscar or that's basically up there in my new status. And I'm not trying to like humble her, but I'm just like, you are in your like prime, like starting prime chapter. Like there's always chapters when it comes to actors, especially when you win a major award. Do not immediately go to the, oh, I'm too good for this when you're here this early. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I could see that. But I don't think that's where she's at, though. I feel like somebody, maybe, like, I feel like she's just got her ear to the streets a little bit. Like, Star Wars has been very up and down.
Yeah.
So it's just
when
like.
When was the last Star Wars movie out?
Don't know.
Dear God.
Couldn't tell you. But it's like, she's probably just like, do I want to be associated with this? Do I want to, like, I think that's how she's thinking about it.
Yeah, that's a very privileged position.
Yeah,
yep.
It is. Michael Ealy got cast as Malcolm X.
We ain't there yet, girl. We ain't there yet. You see how she acting, y'all? You see how
Stop
she
it.
acting? What?
Stop it.
What is gonna happen when we get to the review?
I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be fine. So Hollywood is continuing the trend, I feel like, with only if you find you can play Malcolm X. If you're not, to the left. So yeah, no thoughts.
Y'all could have called Aaron Pierre back up.
Now you see how she do?
Yeah. What?
You see how she?
That man did Malcolm X good. I'm just talking facts.
Fine. And for whatever reason, I don't know why I'm still watching And Just Like That, but the trailer dropped and I got happy inside. And I was like, my old ladies are back. Carrie, Charlotte, Miranda, even though, you know, I don't know why I'm watching And Just Like That. But
I don't know why Aiden's still messing with Carrie. Dude, we 20 years into this.
To get his lick back.
To get his lick back. How many licks can you try to get back?
The way she did him, Aiden is getting his lick back. He is like, Carrie, you must suffer.
Jesus
Must
Christ.
suffer. And then last but not least, I want to touch on Zoe Kravitz is going to be directing How to Save a Marriage, and Robert Pattinson is producing. So, and this is going to be with Sony.
Okay, she's keeping up the director thing.
Right. And
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it either. I thought Blink Twice was like a good first directorial debut type of thing. So I'm excited to see what she does next.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into review, just on a TV front.
Okay.
Do you or have heard of 911?
Yeah.
Did you hear what happened last week?
Yeah, I did. I did.
So for the people who do not know, every kind of death of a character is a shocker, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with 911, they've gained a reputation of being the show that doesn't kill off main characters. And with 911, you don't take it seriously. Like this season, they opened up the season by having a BS tornado, where basically it's like a tornado made of bees running through Los Angeles.
Okay.
So like no one takes it so seriously. Like it really doesn't. And in the season, it's basically they had a two-parter. They always have a two-part like disaster episode, right? Mm-hmm. In the middle of the season.
Yeah.
This episode, they had essentially the whole team, 118, go to this lab that had a virus that if it was released, it would basically take out the entire public, all of like California, basically.
Okay.
And they basically try to contain it. And of course, you know, some people are infected and contaminated. They all make it out and they find the cure, right? The captain of the team, Bobby, he sacrifices himself because his air like container got torn. And basically he gave his remaining like unaffected oxygen to the rest of his team so they can get out. And you have this scene of him basically dying. Mm-hmm. And his wife on the show is Angela Bassett. And they have this final moment together. Mm-hmm. And basically it's to culminate all of the 8 seasons that they've had their relationship. And you
8 seasons?
8 seasons, girl.
Oh, wow.
8 seasons.
Okay.
That's how long the show's been on. And it already been renewed for season 9. And so you have the captain dying. Uh-huh. And what makes this crazy because at the top of April, there was a leak that happened because they were filming in LA and they were filming a firefighter funeral. So we knew someone was going to die.
Right.
And that person was going to be Bobby. And when I tell you the fandom is pissed, they are pissed. They're saying they're not watching the show. They are flat out rating the episode like the lowest in the series. I think it was like at a 4.3 the last time I checked.
Dang.
Like even in like the post-show interviews, the actor who plays Bobby Peter Krause, he said that he did not want to leave. Mm-hmm. He didn't want to leave. The cast didn't want him to leave. The one of the cast members, Kenny, he said, I like was against this. I kept saying, please don't do this up until the episode aired. I'm like, this is the worst. Anyway. This is terrible. Like the fandom's like so distraught that they are delusional, thinking that this is a cop out and that somehow Bobby is going to be alive by the finale. I'm like, y'all. And it's because there was like dummy pages that were out that essentially were leaked in like one of the cast members' Instagram stories. I'm like, y'all, this is one of those times where it's a terrible decision. Yeah. Like I'm comparing this to like when Glenn died on The Walking Dead and everybody just stopped watching after that. And
I mean, it sounds like a JJ Outer Banks situation where everybody was like, what the hell is this? Why are you doing this? We're not watching anymore.
It does. But I think it's mainly because the character's been through so much. Mm-hmm. Like he was an alcoholic and had lost his family in a fire prior to coming to the team in season 1. Yeah. So he's gone through all this like redemption. He have his newfound family. He got married. He's a new father to these kids. And he was once suicidal, but now he finally wants to live. When he finally wants to live, he dies. And the showrunner says, oh, it was just a creative decision to give some realism. The same show that had a B tornado, the same show where you have a whole tsunami on the Santa Monica Pier, the same show that had a police officer land a plane with a 12-year-old on the doggone highway wants to be real.
What network is this?
So the show originally was on Fox, but then it moved to ABC after season 6.
Okay. All right. Sorry, 911 fans. Dang, that does suck. That sucks. I'm so sorry to hear that. I really am.
Yo, if she's not like tapped on the show, she's like, well, condolences to you guys. Condolences.
Sorry to that man. Like,
sorry to y'all. Sorry to y'all.
Sorry, real quick. Before we jump in to Sinners, take a shot every time we say Sinners.
Lord Jesus.
I got a DM and somebody asked me, so I wanted to ask you, because I already thought about my answer. Uh-huh. Who is a random celeb that you would like to hang out with that you feel like you would be cool with? Random.
I feel like I'd be cool with Issa Rae.
That's not random.
What?
We all would be cool with Issa Rae.
What? You said random? Okay, fine.
No, I mean like random.
Random.
Like I wouldn't even picture you two hanging out together.
You know, I feel like it gotta be out of my scope because I'm just like, if I think they cool, they cool. I'm trying to think just random because it's like I know too many people.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine.
Oh,
I feel like a random person that I would like to hang out with, and I think we would be cool. Kristen Stewart.
Honestly, I can see y'all being cool.
My friend said the exact same thing when I told her, and she was like, I can actually see y'all being cool. She was like, I don't think I would be cool with her, but I think we would hit it off. So Kristen Stewart is my answer. Call me.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like someone who is random that I would be cool with. Who would I be cool with? God damn, I can't even think of it.
She just wants to pick Issa.
No, I'm trying to think because like generally I get a good vibe from people. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, who's someone random? Let me
Okay, think. Come back.
You know what? The detective from Knives Out. I feel like that would be like a cool time.
Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, he pretty cool. He pretty chill.
All right. That is very random.
Yeah. There you go.
All right. Okay. Kristen Stewart, Daniel Craig.
Yep.
Call us, please. We'd like to hang out with you. Okay. Now the moment you all have been waiting for.
Yep.
We are going to talk about Sinners.
Yep.
Let me take a quick drink
before we get in. Notes. I literally have like little bullet point notes that I made for today. Also, she's drinking like ginger beer, guys. Like it's not actual.
You didn't have to spoil it.
What? The people watching on YouTube, they're gonna ask. Also,
it's
I had my flask full of water, but I left it in the car because it took forever to get here because of traffic.
Okay, let's jump into the important questions first. Smoke or stack?
Smoke. No question, smoke.
Okay, that was real quick.
Yeah, I've had this on my mind all weekend. I'm like, yeah, I'm picking smoke. He handles this shit and he handles business. The hell?
I'm picking smoke as well. Now, I don't like the fact that he smokes cigarettes.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
But the scene at the end with his hand shaking, I was like, baby, I'll help you. Like,
okay, hang on. Let's go through it.
Okay, wait, back to my original question.
Okay.
So I would pick smoke as well. But Stack has a lot of charisma. But I like that Smoke is about his business and he don't take no mess.
Stack is a liability. We gotta be really honest.
I agree.
He is a liability.
I agree.
But we're gonna get into it. Now, we couldn't go into full detail when we talked about it last week, but we were able to go see the movie early. That's how we had the shirts.
And the flask.
Yes, and the flask. We were able to go see it like our jobs. Like we go see movies early. But, the roll-up for this movie has been beyond amazing. From just the cast interviews to Ryan explaining the film to just marketing in general. I really want some fake fangs now, and I'm mad that I didn't get it from the truck.
Wait, are you gonna tell them?
Tell them what?
About you and Michael.
Oh my God, y'all. Okay, if you on Fred, you about to get them speculating. So if y'all are on Fred's, Michael B. Jordan made a Fred's account, I think the Thursday before Sinners came out.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all, he was like...
And who did he follow?
He didn't follow me, girl. He liked some of my Freds. Hold on.
Go ahead.
He likes some of my posts, guys. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
If you're my friends only, you know which ones. But basically, they got this introverted man on social media active, responding to people's posts, reposting, commenting. I'm like, damn.
He's working.
This is the most I've seen this man work ever. And I've seen every release he's done and how he's active on social media. He wasn't even this active for Creed 3, guys. That says a lot.
Yeah. Now, what did he send you?
What do you mean, what did he send me?
What did he send you in the mail?
You mean Warner Brothers? Girl, calm down. That man don't know me by name. All he's seeing is my face and my living room carpet. Like, calm down.
That's good enough.
Jesus Christ.
That's good enough.
Anyway, I got a PR package from Warner Brothers, guys.
She did.
Yes, I did.
Yes. But back to our original point. In a perfect world, I'd take them both.
Girl.
All right.
Of course you do. Okay. Anyway.
All right.
Let's just get to our general review. Thank God I got notes. Dear God. Anyway, first off, okay, we talk about the rollout. Mm-hmm. Let's just talk about Michael and Ryan's deal. First off, Ryan, mm-hmm. the fact that he wrote, directed, and produced this movie along with his wife Zinzi and mm-hmm. one of their friends, I think Shiva Hani. Yeah, they all were part of Proximity Media. The fact that he did this all in house and got Warner Brothers as a distributor, and after seeing this movie, I understand why there was a bidding war.
Me too.
I fully understand why it's bidding war.
Now, I don't understand why he was pitching it for 5 years and people kept telling him no. I'm like, after this, I should never hear a story like that again. He should be able to make whatever he wants. Give Ryan Coogler his things.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely getting his things.
Yeah.
And one of the things that the trades are talking about is the deal he had with Warner Brothers. Mm-hmm. Essentially, he gets full privilege on the final cut. He gets a percentage of opening gross, mm-hmm. and he has it where in 25 years, the rights to the script return back to him.
As they should.
And everybody's freaking out because like, oh, is the Hollywood system going to be changing because of all this? This is just a dangerous deal. I'm like, a black man's taking ownership of his work and building generational wealth.
Clock it. And
why are you so scared?
Quentin Tarantino did the same thing. Are we scared?
No, they're scared because it's a black man doing it.
Ooh, ooh. Yep. Keep going.
Yeah,
because I was about to get nasty, and I don't think we're there yet.
We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet.
Okay.
There's a whole section for that. Anyway, Michael B. Jordan and him playing these twins.
This is his best
work. Like y'all,
he's so good.
If you've seen his movies and his track record, this is probably his best role yet.
Absolutely.
By far.
Yeah. And what the best thing about it too is that they eventually split the twins off in the film. Mm-hmm. So you really get to see the differences between Smoke and Stack. And he just played them so well. Like you really feel something when Stack dies. You're like, oh my God, like it's two different people. I literally said this is the best performance of twins since Lindsay Lohan in The Parent Trap.
When he got choked up when Stack died and he was like begging Annie to like find a way to bring him back, I'm just like, damn, that's acting right there.
But I also realized I have no original thoughts because I was like, I literally told my sister, this is the best display of twins since The Parent Trap, Lindsay Lohan. And then I saw like 10 other tweets that said that. And I was like, dang, I thought that was original thought out of my brain. But yeah, he killed it. He absolutely killed it. Like it was. And then I saw an interview. I think they were on Jimmy Fallon. And to see what he was acting with, like he had this whole gear set up on. And he had to wear that to play the twins and all that. I'm like, Jimmy was like, how did you even act with that thing? And I'm like, same here. Flawless performance.
Yeah, the tactical work had me just like looking. I'm like, damn, because he posted a video of him training, especially when it comes to the weapons. Because in the third act of the movie, but just overall in the film, you see that Smoke, he uses like guns, and then like Stack uses knives, and that's like a real like differentiator between the twins. And the fact that he went in the way he did in the third act, especially like towards the end, it's like, damn,
that was beautiful.
That was freaking art, especially when matching with the score. And we're gonna get into that later. I want to get into we can get into this. We can start with Smoke and Annie. My damn heart, my romance heart, they just took it from me and just had me into, God damn it.
That's another thing that I love about the film is because I'm a romance girly, like I just love the displays of love in this film. And you see it with Smoke and Annie for sure. And you also see it with Stack and Mary when he's literally like, yo, I'm trying to stay away from you because if somebody touches you, me and my brother are going to come kill them.
We can get to Stack and Marry later.
I'm sorry.
Let's talk about smoking Annie,
I'm all over the place. When he has to stab her in the heart, and you know he only does that because he promised her. It's
okay. Well, let's get to like the first initial meeting because I'm just like we jumping ahead here. First,
I don't know what you want from me.
Okay, we're gonna get there. Okay. First of all,
okay.
First off, we find out like their first scene together that they have a child that died.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now I don't know why, and I didn't catch it the first time. I don't know why I thought the child was a boy, but I didn't catch her calling her by his given name Elijah.
Yeah, I caught that.
And like I thought her saying it again in the end of the movie, it was her telling like, "Hey, this is our baby Elijah." But watching it again, you see that it's a girl. And basically with Smoke and Annie, he essentially left after losing their child.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have him not believing in like her practices because she practices hoodoo.
Mm-hmm.
And even though he doesn't believe it, he still had the mojo bag. And he had it. And I'm just like, so you didn't believe, but you kept this bag on you this whole time.
Because the love is real. And it's like, bro, I'm the reason you and your crazy brother are still here to this day, baby. Like I was protecting you even after you left, even after you said you wanted, nothing to do with this town and this place. Like I still got you covered, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's real love.
And I know people, there's been several conversations. One of them, people think like people are romanticizing the relationship. Y'all, we know that this is a tragic love story.
Oh yeah, no.
We know this, but we see like, yes, there's like a history there. There's like wounds there, but also there is still love for each other.
Mm-hmm.
When he says like, it still hurts to come back here, but I love you and I miss you. That's real stuff right there. That is romance writing. And it's funny because I told some of my author friends this. When I watched the movie and Annie said, "Your body ain't forget me," I'm like, I know my author because I'm going to be cooking. I know y'all going to be cooking when you see this movie. And it's funny because I wanted to look over at Tatyana to like, get her reaction when we were at the screening.
I was sitting straight faced. I don't know what you're talking about.
Girl, shut up. Like I had to compose myself because I was like, oh.
I was definitely like.
I was like, damn, right? You know how to write romance? Let me find out that you a romance writer on the side with a pen name. Because this is romantic. This is intimate. I feel like I'm invading.
It was very intimate and also in broad daylight. So
they had the door closed.
I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was in broad daylight. Do your thing.
So we get to the juke joint, and of course we get everything that happens. They find out Stack's a vampire, and Annie does her reading, basically, and that's when she makes like Smoke promise, like, "Hey, if they bite me, you gotta take me out before I turn."
Yeah.
And I've seen a couple of people's breakdowns.
Mm-hmm.
I think when she rolled her reading twice, I think she thought her and Smoke were not gonna make it out because she said that their daughter was waiting for the both of them.
Right.
And she knew she was going to go out first.
Yeah. I like that. I like that perspective.
So I'm like, damn.
Right.
Like they couldn't be together as a family in life, but only in the afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
That just sucks. And it sucks even more that his brother turned her. Like, god damn.
Right.
Like, how are you going to bite my girl?
Yeah.
But then I also caught the second time I watched the movie, Stack saying, "Are you going to let her get between us again?" I'm like, well, what happened the first time?
Right.
And it made me think of how Smoke's relationship with his brother and Annie are different. Like they've been through the trauma of like their father being abusive. They went through war together. But with Annie, they lost a child together. That's different.
Yeah.
That's so different. That's a different connection of love. That's different from the love you have with a twin. And even with like seeing Smoke react to essentially losing his brother, especially when he was at the door and he was ready to walk out. It's just like, oh my God, he was going through it.
Absolutely. And I mean, too, Annie was, we know how Stack is. We know who he is. So at some point Annie was like, get your brother. Get your brother before I get him. Smoke, I'm telling you, get your brother. She talking about me? Oh, she talking like I'm sure they had like a back and forth rapport.
Absolutely.
Because even he opens the door for her in that flashback, and I'm sure it's like hey girl, nice to see you again. Like I'm sure they had like that type of rapport.
And like at the end where before he basically takes out the clan, he takes off his mojo bag because that was basically him saying, there's nothing left for me here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go be with my girls. And I think he has like the same coin that like Stack had with him as like a bracelet because he had it on his neck.
Right.
So it was just like, there's nothing left. He's lost his brother. He lost the love of his life. And now he essentially is ready to take care of this because essentially the Klansmen that sold him the property, they're going to come kill them in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
Yeah. Which, I mean, feel free to cut me off if I'm jumping too far, but I know like the Irish vampire mentioned that, but it doesn't take away from, the evil that he was trying to do too, though but I saw some people saying that and I was like, oh, you guys aren't smart. Okay. Yeah. Keep going.
So we have him, have the shootout with them and we see that he's shot and we know that he, basically he's about to be taken out. But when he is basically smoking a cigarette, he hears his baby crying and he sees Annie in white. He sees her holding their baby. And when he's trying to put his hands out to them and he hears like the Klansman basically saying like, let me live. He's basically in between heaven and death.
Right. And he's also like, Negro, I know you did not just ruin my moment with my girl and my baby. You know what?
We were all clapping in that theater when
we were
really reactive in the theater, and that's the communal thing that Ryan was going for. We were really just watching this movie together because we were reacting in like so many different ways, and that was really just like a moment where we were just like, damn, this is what going to the movies is about.
Yeah, the movie could have been 3 hours for me.
It really could have.
I was so into it the entire time. Like I didn't even want it to end really. So good.
All right, now we can get to Stack and Mary
with the twins.
Your favorite.
You with the twins, boy. If you don't get the no. Annie and Smoke were definitely my favorite, and I'm a Smoke girl. Let's clear that up. Okay. I just thought Mary was funny. She was funny the whole time because I was like, girl, how are you just coming out of nowhere and you got these crazy lines that you're saying?
Damn.
Every line she said out of her mouth was crazy.
Well, she was basically her grandfather was half black and essentially her mom was a quarter black but couldn't pass, so the daddy raised her. And essentially, Mary raised her around this community.
Right.
And they were so close to the point where the mom delivered the twins' mother, and we can assume that the mom died in childbirth. And that's how, they grew up together. And of course, Mary and Stack, they had their relationship. And she even like read him for filth when they saw each other again. It's like, you left me. You said you loved me. And I can't remember what he said, but she's basically like, well, that's interesting you say that because you basically, I don't even remember what she called it. I'm like,
coos.
Her coos? I'm like, damn, y'all had some different names for stuff back in the day. Like, sheesh.
Yeah, I was like, whew. I was like, haven't heard that before. All right. And then when she was like, oh, you can rob, what was it, trains and...
You can rob trains and banks, but
yeah,
you can't
babes.
rob this for one night.
And I was like, okay, girl. Yeah.
Yeah, and you notice like when like people turn into vampires, their personality like changes. Like they basically have no fear whatsoever. I'm like, damn, okay.
Right. But even if we look at the two relationships too, even though like... we could say that there was love there between Stack and Mary. I feel like it was very lustful.
It was mainly lust.
Whereas Smoke and Annie was like love, wounds, and we've been through things together and things like that.
And in the case of Mary, I think with her and her heritage, right? I think she was caught in a rock and a hard place, right? Because we got to remember this is 1930s Jim Crow, one drop rule. It felt like yes, she knew who she was. She could pass. And she kept saying, I didn't want to be white. I wanted to be with you. And we're going to talk about what like the ending later. But with her not having full understanding of how dangerous this is to be together, like not realizing, yo, girl, you are white. You are a whole different person outside of this room.
Yeah. Girl, you're white.
And just like, girl, wake up.
Yeah. Which is also what I need some of y'all to get today in 2025. Haley's white, y'all.
Like, y'all, please stop trying to claim this girl.
Please
like,
stop,
come
y'all.
on.
She even
she
said,
never claimed
I'm
it.
white.
She's like, I want to learn, my family heritage, talking to my mom about my grandpa and just different family members and how that relates to the role I'm playing. She never said that she was black, but y'all want to say she's black.
Y'all taking it. And listen, I know most of it is jokes, but some of y'all aren't joking. So
yeah.
please stop. Yeah.
All right. Let's get into the star of the movie, Sammy.
Oh,
little preacher boy. Little preacher boy. Preacher boy and his little buttons.
Believe this was his first acting role ever.
I can't believe it either.
He was incredible. Definitely going to get some type of like breakthrough performance. Oh,
absolutely.
Award.
He better.
Like he was dynamic on the screen. And it's probably like such a good feeling to know like this was my first film and I can keep up with Michael B. Jordan, in a scene. I can carry my own weight. And
I want for them to work together. That they were great. Like
they were great.
Him working with like Michael playing as the twins, like maintaining that like relationship between like the two. And I want to like get into that because you can obviously see like the influence on like the different twins. You can see Stag, he wants to encourage Sammy to just have fun and just live. But in Smoke, he's kind of the parental figure where he's just like, yo, you got to be realistic. I know you love music, but like, I've never met a musician that's happy.
Yeah.
Like, go to this place in Mississippi, proper black folk. You can be, in a good place where it's safe for us. And, Sammy won't listen. And there are moments in the movie where like Smoke is just literally like, yo, listen to me. And I'm like, thank you. Like, Sammy, listen to the adults here. Come on now, please.
Yeah. But he doesn't listen.
He don't listen.
He don't listen.
His
daddy was like, put that guitar down. He was like, you know what? I'm getting out of here. And I think that's what makes the ending even more beautiful and special is that, he did it. He was able to live that dream finally.
Yeah, he found his own way.
Yeah.
And there's one scene in particular that people are kind of getting their lines crossed. And it's the final scene where he's confronting Remick in the water and he recites the Lord's Prayer. And we were actually saying the Lord's Prayer. Right?
We were.
We were saying it.
Everybody was saying it.
We were like, oh, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come. I'm like, bro, we are back in church. Oh my God, it's only Tuesday. But then Remick recites that same prayer and it gets, into the conversation of how with Christianity or in just any religion in general, just mainly white religion, that was forced upon, people who were colonizing places. Because Remick talked about it. Oh, they, taught us these songs before they took my father's land. And, the Christians are upset because it's like, oh, this does not seem like, seems like anti-Christian. I'm like, bro, it's getting into real conversation about religion. Like, bro, like,
yeah, I'm like,
baby, you got to confront this. It ain't anti-Christ
at all. And it's like, if that's what you took out of this movie, out of everything, okay. Bye, girl.
People are saying like, oh, Sammy's religion was so fickle. I'm like, no, Sammy's religion was intact in his own interpretation.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of people are actually like tapping into how in the 30s, people saw the blues as like the devil's music.
100%.
That's why his dad was dead set against it.
A lot of old black people hate, like, you want to be a musician?
That secular music?
Oh, no.
No.
Like, hello. That's why whatchamacallit wouldn't let Chris Brown sing in This Christmas.
Oh, my Lord.
She was like, you trying to sing like your daddy? Like, That's been a thing.
That's always been a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, the Christian podcasters have a topic for discussion for the week. God damn it.
Right.
But we already talked about Remick, about that. Delroy Lindo as Delta Slim.
What a performance. What
Did that
a performance. I would like to see some nominations.
Oh, there better be. We're going to get to the nominations part later.
Okay.
But one of the moments in the film, besides, you know, him sacrificing himself, the part when he's talking to Sammy right before the major scene in the movie, a scene that I ended up missing the first time because I had to go to the bathroom and she didn't tell me about it as important. You wanted to tell me that he went down the married lady more than you telling me I missed the literal converging of cultures from past to present.
Someone was like, what did you miss? I was like, Preacher Boy just went down on Pearlie.
And then I go on to Twitter the next week. People talk about this scene. I'm like, this is the scene I missed? And I'm like, dude, you didn't even tell me?
That would have been a lot to say, though.
No, you could have just shortened it. It's like, you could have just told me, girl, you literally missed the biggest part of the movie. I'm like, you could have just said that to me.
I'm sorry. But you went a second time. I went a second time as well. And after having this conversation, I feel like I want to go again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm probably going to go. No, when I'm in LA, I'm definitely going to go. Because I think they have the 70 mm. So hopefully I can get a ticket to see it there. Because y'all are selling out sinners, which is great.
Which is so great.
And it's so important.
It's so important. And we'll get to that in a sec.
Yeah. And with Delta Slim, he said there's one line to Sammy where he said that the blues wasn't something that was forced on them like religion. This was something that they brought with them from home. Mm-hmm. And that hit so heavy, like for me, because, you know, with diaspora wars online, it happens like all the time. And people want to get very divisive, like, oh, you don't know having a culture. You don't know where your roots are. The roots were never cut.
Ooh.
The roots were never cut.
Clock it.
If anything, those roots expanded.
Yeah.
The roots were taken with them to where they were brought. They evolved into something with music. It evolved, and we saw it in this scene, which people are saying is probably the most, not only the most important scene in the movie, but also a cinematic masterpiece that people will be inspired to become filmmakers about.
Yeah.
And I definitely co-sign that.
Wait, real quick. What part did you go to the bathroom?
It was right when Sammy started singing. I thought it was
That's when you went. Really?
What do you think we've been arguing about for 2 minutes?
No. I know. I just had to go back into my memory. Like that's.
I thought it was just gonna be a simple ballad kind of like song on the guitar.
Oh yeah, that's the most important part of the movie.
Now you want to say it's the most important part of the movie? Oh my god. Okay.
And it is the most monumental part of the movie. Wow.
All right. Next.
But
part.
I will say I feel like a lot of people online have said that they don't like that scene, or they think that that scene is confusing and they don't get it, and it's a bit too much. And I'm like, no.
They
like,
don't get it.
You don't get it. Like that scene.
They don't get it.
They
don't get it. And if you're gonna have to do some self-searching.
Like that scene was monumental, and I mean, and I feel like, too, if we go back to, what was his name, Remick?
Yeah.
If we go back to him for a second, it's like, how interesting that this has happened to you, right? You have been used and abused and da-da-da-da, but then you want to go and do that same thing to a different group of people.
That's that white supremacy right there.
Yeah, so.
Yep. Now let's get to the Chows, and specifically Grace, because I'm conflicted. I had an initial reaction the first time watching, and then the second time watching, I kind of have different thoughts. What are your thoughts on the Chows?
Listen, I get it. She crashed out.
Yeah,
we've all had a crash out moment. Yeah. So I get that, but you could have at least let us get prepared. You could have at least let us get our things together before you just say, come in. Like,
see, the thing is, they were really just gonna wait until sunrise, but it's like Remy could have taught them where to hide and basically how to hide out from like vampire hunters, because that's how we originally meet him. Mm-hmm. He's running from vampires.
Yeah.
And also at the same time, it's like Grace was right. They're gonna go after their families, like the people they had so far in his like clan. Mm-hmm. They would have gone after, and they would have turned everybody. And even Smoke, he was just like, I need a minute. I'm like, we don't got a minute.
We don't have a minute.
We don't got time.
Actually. And I love if you went to see an IMAX, that's when the screen
opened
up.
Oh my God, the aspect ratio
we were
changed.
Like, ooh.
We're just like, we're doing this.
Wait a minute.
But yeah, Grace, she basically, lets the chopper sing. Someone had to do it. And she, takes out her own husband so that way her daughter doesn't, get turned.
Yeah. I'm still, like you said, I'm still conflicted because it's like, we really could have just waited.
Yeah,
to the morning.
We had like 7 minutes.
Like, because it's not 7 minutes, 7 exact minutes. Because I don't know. I feel like we could have put a plan together on how we were going to maybe lure them inside and then the sun comes out, or like there were other things that we can do. And then everybody, Sammy and Smoke died. So it was just like,
yeah,
girl, like, we've been fighting this whole night. We've been trying to survive this whole night. And then you go and do this. And I know that brought up like a deeper conversation about being allies and what does allyship mean. And like, hey girl, like all the Black people said we were going to be quiet. Like, shut up.
Yep.
And I actually saw some Asian like TikTokers do.
Oh yeah. I've seen my mutuals, who are part of like the Asian community make the videos talking about it. I'm like, first of all, I love that you're, having the conversation and leading this.
Yeah.
Especially since we cool and I know it's gonna bring some stuff up, but I'm like, okay, I'm glad we can have this talk. We can have healthy dialogue.
Yeah. Because I mean, I think there were so many clear depictions of not just that, but like, I mean, if we even want to talk about Stack and Mary's relationship, at the end of the day, she was gonna get him one way or another. Like, and what does that say about things that have been happening in those type of relationships since the beginning of time? Like there's so many different conversations that people are having that are important, which I think is great.
Yeah. And since you brought it up, Smoke not killing Stack and letting him live.
I liked it. I know a lot of people were like, he's a vampire. How do I liked it because it made me feel like, okay, there's still a little piece of humanity that's left inside of him. And I really like that it also showed, which I see in a lot of vampire shows. I like a lot of vampire things. That there was this bond between them that no matter what was unbreakable and wasn't going to shake and wasn't going to break. So I like that.
Yeah. I don't know how I didn't like think of this when I was first watching it. Like we didn't see
the
him.
necklace.
No, not the necklace.
Oh.
Us not seeing him put the stake through his heart. Like, I don't know how I wasn't like asking. I was like, where's Stack and Mary? Like, even if he had killed Stack, we would have been asking like, oh, where's Mary?
Well, we saw her run off. So I felt like she was gone. Like I felt like she was just out of there. But it was also really cool to see like a showdown between Smoke and Stack too.
Yeah.
Like that was also a really great scene.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. So we do get a post credit scene. We get a mid and a post credit scene. The post credit scene is just an extension of like a scene in the movie that I think was originally supposed to be in the beginning, but they had changed it. But essentially the post credit scene, we see Sammy, he's in Chicago. He's in his 80s. It's the 90s, I think 92.
1992.
It was 1992.
October.
He is in Chicago. He is a like world-renowned blues artist. And he has his own club. He names it Perline's after Perline. And two people come to his club, and it's Stack and Mary. And we hear Annie's voice talk about how with vampires, you have to kill them one by one. You can't just kill the person that turned them. And so that's where Stack tells us that basically Smoke couldn't kill him. He made him promise not to go after Sammy and let him live his life. Yeah. And basically it shows that Smoke was always protecting the people that he loved. And whether it was like making sure Sammy, goes home or killing Anna to make sure she doesn't turn so she can go cross over to be with their daughter. And even Stack offered to basically, bite him and let him continue moving on. And Sammy's like, look, I've seen enough of this place.
Right. And also, who wants to be a vampire at 80?
Right?
Like, that would be lame as hell.
Sammy's seen a lot. He's seen Jim Crow. He's seen the Civil Rights Movement.
Right.
He probably went to World War II. So he was done.
But I also think it goes back to, at the end of the day, like, Remick and his band of vampires, they want our culture. They want to be us so bad, and you can't. And it's like, goes back to that same thing. Stack was like, hey, I still want those memories. I still want those songs. Like, if you trying to turn, like, still pressuring this man to turn. And it's like, you ain't never gonna be us, baby. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Also, Mary in her damn hoop earrings. I got so pissed off watching that second time. I'm just like, girl, my God. Anyway, with that scene, it does open the possibility for possible sequels. I've seen people talk a lot about prequels. Now, I'm going to say off riff, I don't want an adventure of Stack and Mary in the 90s. I don't need it. No. We do not need it.
No.
I've heard people talk about a prequel with the Choctaw vampire hunters.
I've seen that. And
I definitely want to see that, but only if they brought in like members of the community to help with the creative process. Like, I know Brian did the research and, had them involved, that the capacity they were, but I feel like that would be like a collaborative effort to do that, because that has its own history and heritage. For sure. That definitely needs to be told and portrayed properly.
Yeah. But I also feel like a lot of people said, I want to see more of them, or what happened to them. Y'all, they went home.
They went home. They served their purpose.
I don't know what wasn't clear. It was very clear to me, because I filled in my own blank, that they were killing vampires.
Yeah.
Remick somehow got away. Mm-hmm. They went after him. Oh, he in your house? Oh, the sun going down? Bye.
Bye.
And that's that. I don't know what other context y'all needed.
They didn't need to do anything else.
They didn't they came fitted down.
They really did.
They came fitted down. So
Fits 8.
I don't know what else you guys needed.
Yeah, I've also seen people say they wanted a prequel with the twins in Chicago during like World War II. I'm just like, listen, we've seen these black men go for enough.
I love all the ideas. I don't want any of it. This should be a standalone movie. I don't need
I want a sequel.
I don't want it.
I want a sequel. And I was thinking a sequel in my head. Mm-hmm. And just like the idea of like descendants and like the bloodline continuing in different parts. Because we still have Sammy's siblings living, amongst. And, we can assume that Sammy had a family. He has grandchildren or great-grandchildren. Yeah. Also, you have the child's daughter, Lisa, and her continuing their family. You have Cornbread and his wife. It has me thinking, damn, Cornbread's wife had to raise his baby by herself.
And she never got her money either.
She never got her money. Yeah. And so I'm just like, we could see like a future and then see like the descendants of them. Because I feel like Remick wasn't the only one. I feel like there's definitely people like a following that came up. And also, we know that Stack and Mary aren't just going to go about their merriment. They're probably going to start some trouble.
Oh yeah, they have to survive, y'all. Yeah. They're killing people for sure.
And also, I think, and this is like the extension of that. If Sammy's like, if they did this in like the 90s, it would be his grandchildren. But if it was in like the 2020s, like present day, it would be his great grandchildren. I feel like, and this can really get into generational trauma and just the idea of kind of like rebirth. They can really do it to where Sammy's great grandchildren are essentially going up against Stack and Mary, because somehow they're planning up something that has something to do with them, because it all goes back to like Sammy and the guitar and how it was Smoke and Stack's dad's guitar.
Right.
And one of my friends brought this up. What if he sold his soul? And essentially, his sons are paying for the sins of their father.
Sounds about right.
And the guitar essentially was all that debt that went to Sammy, because he had the gift of singing and he could open the veil. And the dad could open the veil. So it's like, oh, so
Yeah.
basically this family curse-esque kind of thing is coming out to get him. And also had me think, well, what if they're a family of vampire hunters? I was like, we can get that.
Yeah. Yeah. I still don't want to see any of it, but I love all the ideas that you guys have.
But also on like the subject of rebirth, I feel like when it comes to like the great grandchildren, in theory, I feel like one of them could be Smoke and Annie's daughter. Like as an adult. Because in a way, the grandchildren are like the great grandchildren. It could have been Smoke reborn and him and Annie find each other because they're soulmates. And somehow basically Stack and Mary tried to find them again. And they're like, who are you guys? What are you talking about? And somehow they bring about the memories and all that. It's getting into a lot of like magical realism that can tap into that. And essentially somehow something happens. They die. Their daughter has to live without them in a scenario versus in the first movie where you have them live without their daughter. And essentially she's vengeful because these people took out her parents. So it's basically getting into that generational trauma, magical realism, bloodlines, extending descendants of legacy and how like a family's trauma can travel down generations.
Which it can. Like, I think that's one of the most important parts too, when he was like, you know, I wake up every week in fear of that night. But before the sun went down, that was the best day of my life. And I was just like, man, whew.
Yeah, and I definitely think like Sammy would tell his kids and his grandkids that story of what happened.
You think so?
I mean, yeah. You know how grandparents are having those wild stories?
I don't know. Maybe he puts it in the music.
He does.
Like,
maybe he writes like a journal or letters to give to them because I feel like even in a scenario like he sees like Mary and Stack, I feel like he knows that they won't stay out of trouble. Even though they had that moment, I feel like he wants to protect his family no matter what.
Yeah, but I feel like because he made the promise, like the promise is the promise, you know, for the family.
But once the Sammy goes, you know, it's free for all.
I don't know. I don't know.
You can't be trusting vampires. Anyway.
Because at the end of the day, that's when we really look at it, like that's his family too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's his cousin.
You know, so like
yeah.
I don't know.
We're probably gonna get into more deeper on like our individual pages because there's so much to talk about.
Honestly, there's too much to talk about.
There's too much to talk about now.
There's 45 different like things that you can talk about within this movie.
Yeah. So award season run. Where are we putting it?
I would like to see nominations for best directing.
Yes.
Best
please.
Screenwriting. Best cinematography.
Best original score.
Best original
song. I want them to get double nominations. Yeah. If Amelia Perez can get double nominations, I want Sinners to get double nominations for best original song.
Yeah. Best editing. And I don't know if they're going to do like, I mean, I could definitely see some best actor, best actress as well. I don't know, but I know the ones I just mentioned for certain.
Yeah, I definitely want to see Delroy get a nomination for his stuff. I definitely want to see Miles get nominated. I feel like he'll get a double nomination for acting and song.
Okay.
Like, especially if one of his songs get nominated, because he wrote the song at the credits. Like, he's a co-writer, and he would qualify as a co-writer because it's him, Alice Smith, and Ludwig. So they would qualify as nominees if it gets nominated.
Can you imagine him performing at the Oscars?
Oh, that would be amazing.
Like,
that would be amazing.
I'm just hoping this film it's making waves, which I'm so happy about. Like, everybody needs to go see it 2 or 3 times, like, no, for real. But I'm hoping it's not too early.
Oh, yeah. I've already seen people bring this up. I'm just like, Everything All at Once came out in April.
Okay.
And it swept.
Okay.
And I feel like this movie is going to be continued in conversation for the rest of the year.
It has to be. I think
like
it's the movie of the year.
Critic support, audience support, industry support. Like, everyone has been so supportive of this film because it's that much of a cinematic masterpiece. Now, when it comes to the acting, I don't want it to be a scenario where the white actors get nominated and end up winning, whereas the black actors, they don't get those acting wins.
I can't see that happening. I cannot see that. No way.
Because I know people are saying like, oh, let's get Haley nominated for Best Supporting Actress. Like, was her job in the movie great? Yeah. But I don't think she would get it over Would women be nominated for best supporting or best lead actress?
I feel like it could be either.
It really could be either. But because when you look at the film, Annie was like a significant part. She was the heart of the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like best supporting, I could see like Delroy and Miles. I think Delroy would definitely get like a legacy nomination, even though he did great in the film. I feel like he would get like a nomination because he's put in so much work in this industry
and
fully deserves it.
Yeah, Miles,
he was phenomenal in this.
Like, he was great.
Your first acting role, he definitely deserves a nomination. Michael B. Jordan, best actor, I definitely see that as a big possibility.
I hope.
I hope Warner
Brothers
Brothers invest in an Oscar campaign. Like I don't know what else they have on the release schedule that's like possible awards contender, but they better invest into this.
Yeah.
Because this is doing numbers.
It's so incredible. Like I really think it is the movie of the year. I think
it truly is.
I think the only thing that it's gonna have to compete with is Wicked.
Oh yeah.
And
I even tweeted about it. I was like, Wicked, I love y'all, but like, I want this to get best song nomination at the Oscars. Yeah. I want it to get best original song.
But I know Wicked's doing some original songs.
I think they have like 3. Yeah, so, definitely.
We'll see. We'll be back here next year.
Oh God,
same time, same place.
Jesus, award season next year is gonna stress us out.
I know, because Sinners better get their things.
They better.
Every award show, Golden Globes, Oscars, like
we about to harass them people. My goodness.
Well, they did harass them people because Variety changed that headline.
Variety got the nerve
real quick.
Let me tell you, the last 24 hours
they changed that headline.
Wild. And
real
you know
quick.
The trades were going to be like, they've been pocket watching a lot of studio releases this year.
Yeah.
But we knew they were going to go heavy when it comes to Sinners. The way that they were very just like catty with their headlines, saying that it was like a box office upset, or basically it was, a box office win with like a big asterisk. New York Times.
Not cool.
And Variety essentially got so spooked by everybody because some industry people were calling him out. Ben Stiller called them out. Patrick Schwarzenegger. I'm like, so the white people are tapping in. Okay.
Bullying works.
And they did post a different article talking about 5 reasons why it works, but it's still like pocket watch them saying like, they have to make this amount to break even.
And
I'm just like, the hell?
Who cares?
There are movies that didn't even break even that still went on to win awards.
Like, shut up.
Like, y'all want to humble Black creatives so bad.
So bad. And it's like the movie is so impactful. It has touched lives. It has changed lives.
It's inspiring filmmakers, old.
Somebody's going to become a filmmaker because of this movie. A young Black kid is going to look at Michael B. Jordan and be like, he did this, so can I. Like, there's going to be Black kids who grow up and think Michael B. Jordan is a twin. Like, and then they're going to find out, dang, it's not 2 of them. Mm-hmm. So he did, literally that's going to happen. And you guys, just to bring it back to box office numbers, they're going to be fine.
They're
fine. Literally going to be fine.
They'll be fine. And also, the movie's still coming out on DVD. Them DVD sales are going to go up.
This
is going to make physical media more priority.
Because I need that DVD commentary.
I need it. I need the bonus features. I want deleted scenes. What didn't make the cut?
I need a coffee table book. Listen, Warner Brothers, y'all really want to take this up? Y'all really want to take people's money?
Take our money now.
Everything we just mentioned. Coffee table book, posters, T-shirts, DVDs. Special release DVD, gold standard DVD, like whatever. Which is also like a really lost art, because I really used to like the DVDs with the commentary from the directors and stuff. Like,
I didn't appreciate it when I was younger, but now I appreciate it now that I'm older.
I miss it so bad.
I get it.
Yeah.
We need it for this one.
But yeah, we don't care about box office numbers. It doesn't change the impact at all. Like,
it doesn't.
This movie, chef's kiss.
Literal chef's kiss.
Like, perfection. To the cast and crew of Sinners, you guys did your thing. Like,
y'all did that.
Y'all really did that. Hats off to you. I think I'm going to go a third time.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going a third time this week.
Okay. I guess we should wrap here now.
All right, we got to clock out, y'all.
Yes, but thank you guys so much for listening. Please follow us on Instagram at the Pop Culture Playbook. Please follow us on TikTok at the Pop Culture Playbook. Also on YouTube, the Pop Culture Playbook. If you want to DM me some more random questions and you want us to answer it on the pod, please do so. And don't forget to stream my new travel show, Beach Battles, on YouTube. We love you guys. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.